In this video, I'm going to be whipping up some of this Riches Buttercream Perfectly Sweet Whipped Icing. This is actually my first time using this, and I'm doing so on the recommendation from one of my subscribers, so thank you so very much for recommending this. This video is not sponsored by Riches. I'm actually trying out the Buttercream product for the very first time on your recommendation, so I'm really excited to see what the fuss is all about. I actually picked up a couple of these just in case something went wrong. I picked it up from Gordon Food Service, which is a store here in the US. It's also referred to as GFS. So this container here is actually frozen. This container here is the one that I'm going to use today, and it's been in the refrigerator for about 24 hours. I'm going to whip it up based on the instructions that are here on the back of the container. It's recommending that you store it frozen and then thaw in the refrigerator for 24 hours, which I have. I'm going to be shaking well very soon and pouring the buttercream into my mixing bowl and whipping it up. In addition to my buttercream, I do have my mixing bowl handy and also my whisk attachment. Additionally, I'll be showing you all how to create some really simple buttercream piping techniques with this whipped icing. In order to do that, I am going to have my parchment paper handy because I'm going to be practicing on that. I'm also going to be using a 1M piping tip. And if you've ever picked up any of these in the store, you'll see here that the 1M is etched into the side of the tip. I also have a pair of scissors handy, and I do have a piping bag as well. I'll show you how to prep those once we have our buttercream whipped up. Before I pour the buttercream into my mixing bowl, the instructions do say to go ahead and shake it up very well. I'm going to start by opening up my refrigerated container of the buttercream. It comes in a carton just like this, so you open it up similar to how you would have opened up a milk carton in school. And just as the instructions say, I'm going to pour it into my mixing bowl, making sure that I have everything here. Okay. Next, I'm going to mix it up based on the instructions. So it says to whip on medium speed at 45 degrees Fahrenheit to 50 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 6 to 10 minutes until soft peaks form. And they also give a warning to do not over whip. So now that I have my buttercream in the mixing bowl, I have it on my stand mixer. I'm just gonna lift it up and I'm gonna start whipping on medium speed, just as the directions said to do. At this point, I did increase the speed on my mixer just slightly. When I first poured it in, it didn't seem like much, but the buttercream really puffed up and doubled in size. So at this point, the buttercream has been whipping for about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna check to see if the peaks are soft enough. Okay. So here I lift and have a nice soft peak. So it seems like it's ready at this point. So here is our buttercream all whipped up very nicely into some soft peaks. Now the directions say that the finished product can be stored refrigerated or left at room temperature less than 80 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 days. So typically I like to refrigerate this type of icing. There's also troubleshooting, shelf life, and serving size info on the carton that I've placed in the description below. So here it is, all nice and whipped up. Again, it's very soft. As you can see here, it holds a nice soft peak, just like that, not too stiff. Okay. It's very soft. And it's pretty thick. It has some body to it, which is nice. Okay. In terms of taste, this whipped icing tastes a lot like Cool Whip, but it's definitely sweeter and has a really strong vanilla taste. It's quite nice. So next I am going to place some of this into a piping bag and see how nicely it can pipe. To prepare for piping, I am going to use this 1M tip and place it onto my disposable decorating bag. So what I do is I go ahead and open up the bag, place the piping tip down into the bag, push it all the way toward the bottom. Then I take a pair of scissors to open it, and then I score the bag about 1/4 of an inch below the opening here. Push the tip back just slightly, and then where I see my score mark, I'm going to take my scissors and cut straight across. Now my piping bag is ready. Roll my bag down a bit. Bring my buttercream over. And I'm going to fill my bag up maybe about halfway or so. Now that I have my buttercream in the bag, gather my bag and then flatten my bag. Okay. Push. Just as an initial test, I'm just going to pipe a little bit back into my bowl. And it looks like it pipes very nicely, so I'm really excited to give it a try and to show you all some techniques. I'm going to show you how to pipe rosettes, ropes, and shells very easily with the buttercream ready to whip vanilla flavored icing. We're going to use some of this parchment paper as our practice board today. Start by laying that down. The very first technique that we're going to learn how to do is create what's called rosette. And we do that by holding our piping bag vertically with our tip slightly above the surface. Squeeze, nice even pressure, a very tight circle. When we get to about a 7 o'clock position, relax pressure and go off the side. And that is our first rosette. Let me make a couple more rosettes so you can see that again. Relax pressure off the side. Very tight circle on itself, relax pressure off the side. And those are our rosettes. So let's take a look at this from another angle. Here again, I'm slightly above the surface, holding my bag at a 90-degree angle. And as I squeeze, forming a very tight circle, when I get to about 7 o'clock, I relax pressure and gently go off the side. Next, I'm going to show you how to pipe a rope. So we start by piping nice even pressure, heel shape. And then what we're going to do is tuck the tip under this heel shape, and we're going to pipe up and over the icing that we just piped. Here we do another tuck, up and over, tuck under, up and over, tuck under, up and over, tuck under, up and over. Okay. Now that creates a very beautiful rope technique. Now let's take a look at the rope border from another angle. Here, holding my bag at a 45-degree angle in a 3 o'clock position. So the bag is actually parallel to my body. Okay. I form my heel shape. I tuck under, go up and over, tuck under, up and over, tuck under, up and over, tuck under, up and over. The final technique I'll show you in this video is how to make shells. Now everyone has seen shells. What we're going to do is hold our bag at a 45-degree angle. But this time we're going to hold it with the end of the bag facing us. Okay. Slightly touch. As we squeeze, keep the tip in the same place. Once the shell furls out at the top, relax pressure and bring it down. And then create the next shell on the tail of the one before it. Squeeze, keep the tip in the same place, relax pressure, bring it down. Squeeze, relax pressure, bring it down. And we just repeat that process. I'm really pleased with the way that this Buttercream whipped icing pipes out. It has a nice stability to it, it really holds its shape. And let's take a look at that shell technique from the other angle. Again, the bag is at a 45-degree angle facing my body. I squeeze, holding the tip in position. Once the shape furls out, I relax pressure and bring it down. Again, squeezing, relax pressure, bring it down. Squeeze, relax pressure, bring it down. Here's a view from the side. Squeeze, relax pressure, bring it down. Squeeze, relax pressure, bring it down. Squeeze, relax pressure, bring it down. So my verdict is that I am pretty impressed with this Buttercream whipped icing. Typically I like to make my own whipped icing. You all know I am a big fan of buttercream, but this has some pretty nice potential. As with most things, as long as you follow the directions, the Buttercream will whip up just fine. So if you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you would like to learn more about cake decorating. Special shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you for supporting my channel. As always, thanks for watching.